Welcome back to the Grow Show with Dr.
Glenn Davis.
and Lady Keishelle. Listen, this is episode what?
3.
I am not going to try this
even
season
read the numbers,
to
y'all.
count the episodes. So this is episode 3. Last episode we left off in the middle of our evolved framework because we realized that there was so much that we wanted to say. We did not want to rush it. So what did we do last week, Glenn? Last episode.
So we dealt with the E, the V, and the O. That's
Right,
like
so E.V.O.L.V.E.D. So this episode, we are diving into the remainder of the framework. And remember, this season is called Evolved with the D.
Yes.
And we are breaking down what it feels like, what it looks like to be evolved for using the framework. And so we're going to dive right in because we look at this and we're like, this is some good stuff, but it's packed. So we're starting with L. And so as a recap, it was excellence in everything, value-driven decisions, ownership of your identity, ownership of your value. Next is leverage what you have, right? So that's the L in evolved. And here we want you to realize that you don't need more to succeed. You need to maximize what's already in your hands.
Yes.
What do you say about that?
Yeah, sometimes we have resources, we have community, we have people, we have relationships that is available to us, and sometimes we really don't make use of it.
Yeah, I so love this point. I have a framework called the E.V.O.L.V.E.D framework when I coach women entrepreneurs, and it's a framework on how to take who they are and export it to the world. And the L in the E.V.O.L.V.E.D framework is leverage, and so it's the same mindset of around we have particularly resources and more so relationships.
Relationships, yes.
That are in our networks, that are in our community, and we are struggling with certain things or we want certain opportunities, and there are people literally in our lives right now that we don't leverage. And for women, I don't know, I think men are different. In fact, I know men are different, but women are afraid to ask for help or to leverage those relationships. Now, this is a lot I can say, so I can stop. Go ahead.
And I wouldn't say women, because then if you look at it, men, sometimes we are prideful and we don't want to ask for help. And so we may not ask for different reasons.
Yeah.
Right? Women may fear. Why?
We just don't want people to be afraid to ask for help. We always want to feel like we have it together, so we don't want to ask others for help. That's one of the reasons.
And then for us men, we are proud. We don't want people to feel like they have to help us. We are men. We're supposed to know what we're supposed to do. You see?
Yeah.
So it's both genders that could have the resources and not ask for help. So I wouldn't put it as a gender thing.
Yeah.
But as individuals, sometimes we just don't take use of the resources. Even with relationships.
Yes.
You know, you're going through some things in your relationships. There are couples out there that would have gone through and that would have been at a place that you could sit down and have conversations with. But then
You don't leverage it.
we do not leverage it. Why? Sometimes we may not want people to feel like our relationship is not working.
Yeah.
Or we may not want people to know our business. And so, but
And that
people are
keeps
right
you
there and could help. And it
that
keeps you stuck.
And I don't even want us to dwell here because I could easily dwell here, but there are so many examples. I remember years ago, I was doing that training with Ask Method, and I wanted to attend the conference or the retreat in Austin, Texas. And I did not have the money to cover all of the plane ticket, the room, the fee to get
This
there.
one could travel without money on.
Listen, I can travel without money now. Just tell me I need to be.
And it can come.
It can come. And I could have decided to stay in myself and just wallow and cry that the money was coming, but it wasn't going to be in time for the trip. And I posted it in a community, and this was like hundreds of people. And I'm like, look, I want to go to this trip. I won't have the money in time to get there. Does anyone have a couch that they can sleep on? Like, let me tell you, I'm not afraid to sleep on someone's couch when it comes to going somewhere. And one of the persons, I didn't even really fully know her. But she private messaged me. She said, Keishelle, what's your Zelle? I will send you $1,000 so you can get what you need. And whenever you're ready, you'll pay me back.
Wow.
Community, leveraging the relationships. And I was so grateful to her with that. And so the action is, what is one resource, skill, connection you are underutilizing, and take action on it this week.
Yeah.
Think about that. We all have something we're not using. Take action on it. V is vision-led living.
Wow, this up your alley. We're not just living aimlessly without a purpose. You know, there should be some kind of direction, some kind of vision, some kind of pathway for your life.
Yeah, and it's intentional, right? It's driven by what you see for your future and not by your external circumstances. Because sometimes that can cloud our vision. We are here, or we are at this position, or we are at this financial position, or title, or role, or we're single, whatever it is, and we make the decisions based on what we see, not based on what we see physically.
Yeah, right here and now.
Not what we see for our future.
Yeah.
And I could talk, this is one of those I could talk about as well.
Because I remember we were there at that financial position where we just didn't have it financially. And we wanted to do things. We wanted to take vacations. We wanted to, but we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But what we did, we had a vision of what we wanted to do. And you would always speak it. You would always say, I want to be able to travel for a month. I want to be able to be out of the country for a month.
You realize that when I started talking about traveling for a month, we had no money to be
We were broke.
we had no rights to be talking
And
about
transparency,
traveling.
that used to annoy me. I'd be like, we are in this financial bind. We're just trying to pay our bills, and this girl talking about traveling for
that was the
a
vision.
month. Where is money coming from? I'm not even trying to hear that, see?
And how many years we've been traveling for 30 days now?
It's about 5 years.
7 years, I counted.
No?
That's if,
What?
if
You
we,
getting numbers? We
if we're
started
not
in,
if we're not counting 20.
yes, we started in 2018. Yes, 2018, yes.
And so that's a prime example of do not be led by what where you are right now.
Well,
Have the
you
vision.
use have the numbers mixed up, but when it comes to traveling, your numbers could be on point.
Listen, I mean,
Yeah, so that's just one example.
yeah, so your action is write down your vision statement.
Yeah.
What does your life, your business, your relationship, your career look like if you start operating E.V.O.L.V.E.D today, right? Just write down what you
Yeah.
want. I always tell people, don't focus on the how.
Yeah,
Just write down what you want and then begin to take those small steps towards.
the Bible talks about writing the vision, making it plain.
Yeah.
You can't run with something unless you know
not.
exactly what it is.
And making it plain means not just writing it, but I'm a vision board girl, putting pictures to what you see.
Yeah.
But again.
And even if you don't go that far, just a simple fact of writing it down,
Yeah.
somewhere where you can actually go back and look at it, it's still visual. Yeah. And I can say you embody that. Like you really are a vision person. Like you write things down. You look at things ahead, and you pull me along because I'm not so much of a visionary,
Yeah.
but I will run with it.
You run with it. And
Yeah.
because certain things I'm like, Lord, if Glenn knows what's in my head right now, I just have to ease up. I just have to ease
You have to bring it on me slowly, because I'm like, you bring it on too much now. Where the money coming from for all of this?
I'm like, because vision is not predicated on money.
But I grow in. I'm learning. Yeah.
I don't care about the money because I know who have the money. God have the money.
Yes.
My heavenly Father has the money, and if He gives me the vision,
You'll have the
He will have the provision, and He knows where the provision comes from, not me.
Yeah.
And just one more thing on this, because we are givers, and I know this is your area. Where does the money come from half the time when you won't give?
I don't even know. Sometimes it's be a sacrifice. Sometimes I give it even though I need it for something for us. Yeah, and God provides it.
But you're not driven by the money, you're driven by the desire to give.
Yes, I'm
It's the
driven
same
by
with
the
vision.
desire to give. I'm driven by the desire to empower somebody else. I would always say, it's not going to hurt me, but it's going to help somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Vision is just like that. I'm not driven by whether the money is there. I'm driven by, oh my God, God has given me that. I want that in my life.
So you have to have a master class with me by myself.
Okay, that's fine. So V is vision-led living. E is execution over excuses. Now this is your area.
This is powerful. A lot of times we sit down, we come up with 101 reasons why we cannot do it.
Yeah.
And all you need is that one reason why I need to do it. Yeah?
And excuses or feelings.
Yes.
Execution over feelings.
Stories that you tell yourself. Yeah, sometimes we tell ourselves some stories and we literally believe the stories and it hinders us from moving forward.
Yeah. What came to mind was 75 Hard. My journey of 75 Hard. And if you've not heard of 75 Hard, just Google it. I won't go into it now. But it's this mental challenge that gives you a set of things that you do every day, every single day. And if you miss a day, you start all over. And of course, you go for 75 days. And when we talk about, one of the things is, of course, 2 45-minute workouts or anything else that's on that list. Execution over excuses, meaning, oh my God, I do not feel like working out. And on a Sunday too, after church, when all you want to do is eat and sleep, I do not feel like working out. But what do I do during 75 hours? I do it mad, I do it sad, I do it frustrated, I do it tired. And then, because it's like, there's no excuse. Do you want, and we've gone through that journey so many times, do you want to start over from day one?
Yeah. You're on day 50.
I am day 50. And if I don't do this thing, I have to start over from day one.
And it's raining outside and it requires you to do something outside.
Or it's cold outside.
Yeah.
Or I just don't even have that time in my schedule because there's 10 other things that needs to be done. So there's so many excuses. Yeah. And then I decide, okay, yes, they're all valid. Yeah. Yes, I don't feel like it, but am I going to do it? Yes. Like, there's no other choice.
And I hear your analogy, but I always bring it in terms of relationship. There are some things that we want to do in our relationship with our spouse, with our significant other, and we could come up with a lot of reasons. Like, no, we can't afford it. We're not going to travel. Or the kids just catch hell for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yes.
And at the end of the day, our kids want us to be happy. When we're happy and whole, they get to see it.
Yeah.
Remember what happened to us during the Christmas break? When we had a scenario, and I'm not going to call any names, I don't want to put the person's business on Front Street. Yeah. But my nephew Jaden said when someone was introduced to him, he said, are you going to treat my family member like Uncle Glenn treats Annie Abby?
But let's give a little bit more context.
No, I don't.
Without business.
I don't want to put said person business on Front Street.
It has to have some context though, and it doesn't have to be full context. My family was meeting my daughters.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. See how general I was?
But it has to make sense.
It does make sense, but go ahead.
So we were meeting my daughter's significant other, right? Not we, but the rest of the family for Christmas, okay? Including my nephew. My nephew, how old is Jaden now?
He's 10.
He's 10. So everybody's meeting, this person, and Jaden, our 10-year-old nephew, had some things to say. He really had some serious questions. And then now I want you to go and ask what the question is. See what the question is.
So his question was, he wanted to know if the young man is going to treat her like how Uncle Glenn treat Annie Abby. And so he had to answer that question.
And he was very serious about it.
And he was very serious.
I need to know, okay, I understand this is, my daughter's so-and-so. Will he treat you, or will he treat Shelley like Glenn treats me? And now why is that important when we talk about this topic?
Why did we bring that in? Why would we bring that? Why we put this girl business in the?
Execution over excuses. Just being able. You was bringing it in from the relationship standpoint, just being very deliberate of taking action despite how you feel because someone else is watching.
Yes.
And in this case, our 10-year-old nephew is watching.
And it impact those around you.
Yes. So don't do things from a place of, or don't not do things because of the excuses.
Yes.
Decide on what you want, execute on them because there's someone you're impacting or who is observing your behavior going forward. So that's how we bring it.
And I would like
to. Oh Lord, forgive me, love. Forgive me, my.
I'm not a part of that.
We needed to create some context.
No, anyway, tell it to me from a business standpoint about excuses because you would hear a lot of that from what you do.
I mean, as a business coach, business is so wide and so vast. There are so many ways, so many excuses that can be made. So I think of a business owner who may be starting up, right? In the world.
Give me real life example.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Don't give me generic. Give me example of people who you coach
Yeah.
and you hear them talking
Well,
about.
I just coached a client yesterday, and she pretty much was deciding whether or not she should market her business or not market her business because she was going through a rebrand. And the decision was, do I wait a month and a half really to market while she waits for this work to be done? And I'm like, well, why is that? Why are you going to stop talking about your business
For a month.
for a month and a half, while you have clients or potential clients who are looking for your solution today? And her excuse was, and against excuses,
Or excuse, whatever it is we tell
whatever it
ourselves,
is,
story.
or her story was, look, I don't want to confuse my audience, or the marketing may not be as perfect as it is. So we have a conversation about perfect.
And what you
coming up.
told her in order to move her forward.
I said, your clients don't care about what's perfect or imperfect. I said, your clients are looking
Or
for
they
a
may not even
solution.
know.
Or they don't even know. You, in your head, there's perfect. You are stopping yourself from executing on getting clients or talking about your business when your clients are not even they don't even care or don't know what perfection is to you.
You get so passionate about this.
I
man.
do. And then
if I need you to be passionate, we will run out of time.
Okay.
So let's move the conversation on. But the point, but you get, I'm sure
You get
your
the
audience
point.
get the point.
The last is discipline, consistency, and again, that's all you.
Why you keep saying these things to me?
No,
These
I
things
know
are
what my
us
points
and the
are.
audience.
I know what your points
Yeah,
are.
discipline. And discipline
Success doesn't come from one big move.
Uh-huh.
It comes from daily steps.
And daily steps could be small steps, they could be big steps, or it could be no steps. Because some days you may be stuck. The key is not to be in a state of stuckness for a long period of
Yeah,
time.
and then this whole word around consistency also. Because people think consistency means every single day.
Yeah.
I used to think that
Yeah.
too. And consistency looks differently every day.
Yes.
Consistency today may look like 100.
Yes.
Consistency tomorrow may look like 20%.
Yes.
But you're still taking a step. You're still
Having
doing
that
something.
momentum, you're still moving forward.
So the action there is create a framework or habit that reinforces your evolved mindset every day. So what is that morning affirmation? What
Yes.
goal? How are you tracking your progress every day? We did not give the practical action for execution of excuses, which is identify one thing you've been procrastinating on that would move your life, your business career forward, and do it within the next 24 hours. That's the key, right? So we talked about the entire evolved framework. So just as a recap, excellence in everything, value-driven decisions, ownership of your worth, your identity, leverage what you have, vision-led living, execution over excuses, and disciplined consistency. What are your thoughts overall?
So when you look at the entire framework, it's a process and it's a journey.
Yeah.
And going back to what we said in the first episode is about mindset. You know, all of what we spoke about in the framework is about mindset.
Yeah.
Shifting a mindset to be able to move your life, move your relationship, move your business, move yourself forward.
Yeah, and if you want to really dive deeper into these steps in the framework, because what we gave is one action step for you to be able to take on each one of those steps. If you want to dive deeper into it, if you want to do the work, because listening, and we're going to talk about that too in one of our upcoming episodes, listening is not doing the work.
That's right. Knowledge is not doing the work.
So if you want to actually dive deeper onto this topic, there's the line on the screen that you're going to go to be able to get the full worksheet so you can actually take action. And we want to hear from you. We want to know which one of these steps you're going to actually work on first.
Yeah.
And don't feel as if you have to do all of them at one time. Choose one that resonates most with you. Let us know which one resonates most with you, and get the playbook that allows you to go deeper into this work.
Yes.
Until next time,
Live evolved.
live evolved.